Hi guys, I'm back with part 2 of the Stars 109 Turbo from a few months back. Let's get right to the good stuff. So we got about 25 big blinds. Know some of the names at the table. This one, this one, this one, but nobody that is too terrifying. That's not what you want, the big blind. So shove there, 10 bigs, 4M. Could have, it's under the gun though, so could have a, fairly wide range. You might see ace 10 in there. You definitely see ace jack, king queen type hands in there. Probably ace 10, king jack, suited broadways, stuff like that. You could probably make a case for any suited ace. This is a nasty little spot. He's just too early positioned for us to really do anything here, so we have to make another annoying fold of a small pair. And it's a good thing that we did. Oh, my brother was going to come over later, and now he wants me to go over there. Well, it's not going to happen. There goes my night. So we're in the hijack +2. Suited ace. You can't fold everything. We're going to open this. He shoved. It's only 7.3 bigs. We have to call. We have to call. And this is just our dream scenario. A coin flip. And we get there. Beautiful. And my baby's crying again upstairs. What is going on up there? That is very standard. Maxim Lykov is a Stars Pro. He makes some interesting plays from time to time. Let's say that. He made a raise call in a turbo against me, and he had ace 4, and it was for just a ton, and it was so bad, and he got there. And it was really deep. There was like 2 tables. It was for all the chips in the world, and I was not very happy. King Jack. These players do not have a lot of chips, so this needs to just be shoved. It's like 5M against him and much less against him, so 5M or under, and you're just shoving every time, no question. In a turbo, I think you can make a case for just shoving everything 6M or under, to be honest. Because you just don't have the room to raise fold. Because then if you raise fold and you're down to 4M or whatever, and then the blinds go up and you're down to 3M, and it's just like you're just done then. So the only exception you could maybe make is if you have a really big hand. then you want to get value from it, obviously. And nobody's going to pick up on the fact that you only, raise call premium hands between, 5 and 6M or whatever. Nobody's going to figure that out. People get too concerned with balancing the ranges and MTTs, and nobody plays enough hands with you to pick up on stuff like that. Call? Call? What's going on here? And then just shoves the flop. Whoops. Whoops. Somebody got a little too fancy. I will have to remember that he does that. Maybe it's not that bad. Like people like to shove really wide over colors like that, but it just sets off too many alarm bells for me when a reg calls in early position with that stack. Like it's just I'm going to be really, really careful against somebody who does that. I can't play there. I think he needs to pick up more premiums. Notice we're down to just over 12 big blinds at this point. Hey, there's Otter. It's Academic KK's buddy. Ask him about Otter. They're good pals. I think Otter. I can't remember what happened. I think he slow rolled Mike or something, and Mike just went ballistic. I just make a note to slow roll them back when they do that. And never once have I been able to slow roll somebody back. Never once. Not yet. On all my slow roll notes. One day it'll happen. And it will feel so good. And then I'll probably get sucked out on. One big ace hole plays a lot, and he's really good. Very aggressive player. Otter is also good, by the way. I think it was Otter that slow rolled Mike. Anyway, I can't even remember now. I'm pretty sure it was him. Can't play against that action. And oh, look at all the kings and aces going on here. This is nuts. That's pretty frustrating when you run kings and aces in like a turbo with 10 big blinds where people are getting in so wide. Down to 8 bigs here. Mr. Timcom is Steve O'Dwyer. Looks like we've changed tables here. There's a bunch of familiar names. Maverici, Antine, see you at 69 US dollars, sit and go, Forest Baby. You've seen all these people around. Okay, we have ace 10 here. He shoved like 8 bigs. He knows how to shove if he's playing, $69 US sit and goes all the time. So I'm not absolutely thrilled going with ace 10 here. 37.50, 57.56. So Zem's like between 3 and 4 in the hijack +2. Yeah, it's very marginal, but you just got to go with it because it's a turbo and you have 8 big blinds. And just like you need to shove a little bit wider in a turbo, you need to also call a little bit wider as well. So we do go with it. And that's exactly what we're hoping to see. A hand like that where we're ahead worked out. And in a turbo, this is actually a stack at this point, 46K. Oh, Dwyer tried to run just a sick bluff on me in some turn. I think it was the Stars 530 a couple weeks ago. I had the nuts or close to it, so it didn't work out too well for him. I open ace-7 suited here under the gun. It's, you know, it's a loose-ish open. I think it's pretty standard with some stacks that are so short that you don't even need to worry about them that much. I think you got to open it there. Definitely folding king 10 suited after an under the gun raise and a shove, and we see aces again. No way we're getting involved with threes. I would have folded it to the first shove, certainly. His stack was really short, so it's a very easy call for him. They're going at it again. Queen 10's. No, that's pretty close. I'm actually okay with that shove, just because it's turbo. Got like 7 bigs, early position. Just got to get it in and hope that everybody folds or hope that you suck out. It's a negative EV spot that you have to take because, well, it's negative chip EV, so is blinding away. And I like just shoving king jack there. Some short stacks. I'm not going with queen 10 there because I've got just too many chips to do that. Pocket 10s, that's a hand. So there's a shove there. We're going to obviously go with it. That is definitely what we want to see. And back-to-back 10s. Look at that. Going with it here. Uh-oh. Insert dumb comment about never being able to fade those. He was really short there, so it's just standard shove 6-4. And I go on a pretty dead card run here. It'll be interesting to see what I get down to. While this is going on, I am going to look up when WPT Montreal is. I bet it has a whole pile of start days though, which makes it so that I can't really play it. I would have to like call in sick and yeah, it's just not good. Yeah, day 1A, day 1B, day 1C. I hate that. Guess I could go up for. Oh, day 1C is on a Saturday. Well, that's interesting. I could go up Friday after work, play 1C on the Saturday. Stay tuned. Oh, it starts at 11 a.m. Good God. Why do they do that? I decided just not to open Queen 8 offsuit on the button because it's trash. And it's a 5-day tournament, so I would only miss, say I final tabled it, I would only miss 3 days of work. I think that's doable. Let's do it. Let's do it up. Let me know if any of you are going. Another standard shove and call. Blind on blind. That's one that you could maybe make a case for just peeling and seeing one, but I elected not to. I folded there. It's another one where you could maybe see a flop, maybe jam if we don't think he's very good. I didn't really have a read on what he was doing. Didn't really have a read on him, and that limp just made me kind of back off. It's got to be close. Queen 9 there. I think you can definitely make a case to go with Queen 9 there. Ace 8, no way. This guy's got a ton of chips. Brian Paris is good. He's got no chips there, though. Got Otter again. Still just not a lot of cards, which you really don't want to happen to you in a turbo, but it's kind of a miracle that we got through this. 2 all-ins, I mean, what are you going to do? If it was the first all-in, then I definitely would have called this guy. Once the second one's in there, you're just dead. All right, down to 10 big blinds. You got queen 9 offsuit. You just have to go with this. If you're not going with this, you're not winning any turbos. And look at that. But we're not in that bad of a spot, and we get the queen in the 9. It holds, and now we've got a ton. So that's how you win a turbo, everybody. Blind down to 10 big blinds and then triple up with a bad hand. Woo! And honestly, like this is why raking turbos is absurd, because the margins are just so thin. You just have to get your chips in and hope. And there's definitely an art to knowing when to shove and call shoves and everything. And it takes a long time to learn that, but still, ultimately, everybody's going to be looking to get their chips in. Now, I have 10s here. I think this is a really good spot to 3-bet and then call. You've both got a lot of chips, so it looks like you could be screwing around, especially because you got position. And I would make it pretty small. I think you can make it like 33-5 or something like that, and feign that there's some fold equity. Yeah, that's what I did. He thought a bit, if I remember correctly, and then went away. Ace Queen, I think it's very unlikely that we're getting away from this, especially blind on blind. Easy call. And not a bad flop, really. Chris Hunich in there, excellent player. We've got one big ace hole to deal with. Otter again, not an easy table. Definitely going to open ace jack suited. Now, with this raise here, it would have been actually too much to just 4-bet all in. So what I would have done if this guy hadn't got involved is I would have actually just flatted this, because this is such a good hand to flat with. Even if you're out of position, it's okay, and he could be doing this really wide with the stacks. But once this 4-bet comes, this guy means business, so we got to get out. And that may seem aggressive, but I could be light, this guy could be light. It's definitely aggressive, but I don't mind it. Oh, it must be nice to just pick up queens there. Oh, never mind. Mike Bartholomew is secretly cheering somewhere. I'm not gonna defend 10-4 suited in position. If he'd like min raised or something, I would have for sure. But he made it a proper size raise. I just decided not to. See, told you he's aggressive. We can't go with King 10 suited there against that shove. It's pretty standard there, I would say. Kings, all right. Let's get some action. That's hard to do when you haven't played many hands, especially when you get them under the gun. But it's worse things than winning a pot. That's a big shove. Not much we can do with 8-3 suited on the button. Seven five suited, I would have honestly just folded there, even if he hadn't have opened. Let's see why I don't play this hand. Guy must be a raise here. Yeah. What can you do? Gotta just bin it. Looks like he saved me some chips anyways. Like, I feel like I've played no hands in this tournament. And yet, I have all these chips. Very standard there. Alright, let's just do this hand and then we will stop. Okay, so that is part two. Again, not much went on. I just don't feel like we had very many spots, but we got the queen nine in and tripled up, and that's just what you have to do in a turbo sometimes. You got to get hands in that maybe aren't so great, and it's better than blinding away, because when you blind away, you have virtually no chance to win. So let's hope that part three has some more exciting spots. I'm sure it will, as we march to the final table. See you next week.